Hey yeah guys, how you going? It is 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday of course. If you are in the US, it's still Wednesday. We're in the future. We got here first. It's looking pretty good to be honest. You guys will be excited about it. Heron, how are you this week, my friend?
I just want to say to all our US friends, the future is looking really good. So do look forward for your Thursday. I'm back here again, guys, with Andrew Hooks to answer your wildest new questions.
And even the not so wild ones, as we've said last week, any question is welcome. Remember, there's no such thing as a stupid question, only stupid people. Sorry, I'm kidding.
We do love to live dangerously. So.
Are we going on with dangerously again? Is that right? Is that it?
Of course, the middle name is Donger.
Dunga.
We do.
All right, so guys, well, you just have a talk amongst yourselves, Harry, have a chat to people. I'm trying to find this here on Facebook so I can look at what's going on.
Amazing. I think Josh Tadafu is here. So, as usual, my friend, just tag all of them. Tag whoever you want to be over here. And you know what? We do have some really good lineup of questions today.
We do.
And of course, some repeats, but for the benefit of our people, we will take one or two. But good news. All our live sessions are now available in the official NEEW YouTube page. If you go to the playlist and you will see the live Q&A, I think we have done what, 7, 8 so far?
Yep, there's eight lined up on
Eight.
that playlist there, which is incredibly exciting, guys. So this Q&A is absolutely here to stay for everybody. The feedback from you guys has been amazing. We love you for it. Thank you. Please, look, guys, we just wanted to kind of keep things transparent, down to earth, nothing really formal, just have a bit of a laugh and get some questions answered. So if you guys are having a good time with that, then please give us a one in the chat to let us know that you love this each week.
Absolutely. An update with the playlist. It is going to be indexed very, very soon. So if you do go there and you don't have to watch through the whole Q&A, there will be certain timestamps on it where you can click and get answers to specific questions. And that will be up in the nearest future. So with
Fabulous,
that,
fabulous.
pumped.
Awesome. With that, shall we kick in? You start us off, mate, because I'm still
Let's
trying to
do this. All right. So if you guys have any questions, then put it there. And just to get the crowd hyped up a little, what shall we do? Let's get them actually describe how your day is going because it's already midday in the eastern area of Australia, and also it's almost evening in New Zealand. So yeah. So tell us how you're feeling, all right? And we're gonna get the questions up.
Of course, as you know, you may not know, New Zealand's first to see the sun, and then Australia, well, in the east coast. You know what? We had some sun this morning, but it's gone behind some clouds now. It looks like it's going to pour this afternoon. So, good movies for. I mean, good weather for watching movies. Not that I can.
Perfect.
There's so much to do. So much to do. There are so many exciting things going on at the moment. Hey guys, I haven't checked. Quick sound check. Can you guys hear us and see us? 2 if you can hear me. 3 if you can hear Heron. And 5 if you can see us both. That would be
Perfect.
great.
Perfect. So let's start the first question with the elephant in the room. Not me, but the elephant in the room. Not me, but it is something related to the statement that our very own Armand Smournieks made last week regarding after September something crazy is going to happen. And we probably won't have access to CRE anymore. EIP is probably not going to have CREs attached to them. This was done in that Vietnam chat, exclusive Vietnam chat. So let's just address that here, huh, Andrew? So
Let's absolutely do that.
let's do that, Andrew. Go.
We did cover off on it last week, so go back and watch our Q&A from then. No, I'm kidding. We'll cover it again now because it is coming up. There is a lot of people that are coming through and asking that question. Specifically, we did cover it on the Leadership Council call last night. So the leaders have been briefed on what is happening there. Now, although we can't say exactly what is happening because we don't know, we do know for sure that CRU is likely to be removed from our EIPs come the end of September. Now, what's going to happen? Now, guys, I want to cast, some of you may not remember, some of you will absolutely remember. The year was 2017. I got involved. It was a great year. And in around August, September of that year, people started going, we're going to finish funding for the project. What's going to happen after we finish funding? There'll be nothing for our EIPs, which is not the case. There's always going to be a project that is going to be available with EIPs. Now, it just so happens that for us, the betterment of us and the betterment of our CRU program, when it goes to the public market, it will actually have a much higher value, which is good for all the stakeholders already. So what will happen is it will be replaced with something. Now, think about all the things that we do already have in our portfolio that can be tokenized by themselves. Think Basalt, think KG Club, think Sushi Master, think anything that we've got, think Euro Gold, right? We can literally, we have our own blockchain. This is the exciting part, guys. We're moving into some exciting territory. We've got our own blockchain. We can create our tokens for each and every individual thing. We've got Ugain that's about to roll out. So there's going to be something there. And you've heard Armands a couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago now, talk about what's happening with the NASDAQ. Maybe something in that space. Who knows? But there will be something that will come in with our EIPs. So fear not. Go out, build your network, because that is where your asset is right now. That's going to provide you income today.
Absolutely, and I just wanna give a different insight to this, Andrew. Imagine us like Berkshire Hathaway, all right? Because
yes.
ultimate goal would be achieving something at that height, all right? For the people who know what is the Berkshire Hathaway's per share price right now, then put it in the chat. But then Berkshire Hathaway doesn't own one project or one company, all right? So if you think 4 is enough, then 4 is enough. But we definitely have bigger dreams, and Andre is a visionary. So, and we are here to back him up.
100%.
So that's what I want to give you guys. So in order for us to achieve those heights that we are looking for, then my friends, whatever's happening right now is probably not enough. We probably need to pump up the,
Now we're going to keep going. So guys, with that announcement, right, with the announcement that was made that CRU is being removed, now is your time to really take advantage of that. Maximize what you can do with that. Think about it. You've probably got yourself, or at least you probably got yourself at least some, right? So you got yourself a little nest egg there with the CRU that was a bonus with the education that you purchased. Because guys, remember that there's a lot of questions in here about the investment. Guys, you're not making an investment, you're making a purchase. You're investing in your education, but what you're purchasing, the value proposition of the transaction is the education. You need to remember that. So you will have that bonus, but think about that. You've set yourself up. How many more people, are you excited about what's going on in the future with what we've got? How many more people can you assist with that before September? That should be your goal. Pick out a figure. Write it down, and start working towards that. Because I can tell you right now, that can be a lucrative time period between now and the end of then.
Yeah, and Joe Barry Love said first mover advantage, which directly, if you shorten it up, it becomes FMA, and FMA.
Let's not talk about FMA.
Let's not talk about it. But then I do want to point out something which Andrew said it very beautifully, and I think we'll agree to this as well. And I also quote our very own AK, Andre Horato, that what you're getting right now with this education is a done for you system. All right. Yeah. But then ultimately, what will make our system API proud is actually all of you doing it on your own. You're putting forward and using that education. That is the ultimate goal out there. And the whole ecosystem that we are creating will give you a pathway to that. Andrew, do you want to add anything to that?
No, you said it perfectly, mate. Andre's an incredibly wise man. He's not making moves for the detriment. He's making moves to ensure that we'll be here for the long game. And when I'm talking about the long game, Andre's talking 100, 200 years plus. I think that's out of context. You go, well, that's not possible. No, that's exactly what's possible. And that's why Japan is so prosperous, because they literally write 100 to 200 year business plans. And they have families to carry that out. We're a family, guys. We're one big family.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love what we've got our hands on. In fact, I'll be honest, I said this to Mila last night in a chat that we were having. I'm probably more fired up now than I have ever been about this opportunity. And I'll be honest, We come off the back of the leadership call last night, and it was 12:30 for me here, and I was so energized. I was like, man, what can we do? We need to have a party. I can't go to bed now. There's too much going on. And that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Too much going on right now. If you thought that if you were part of the closed meeting last week, then tell us your thoughts. Put it here, share it with us, and also all those digital double webinars that are happening pretty much back to back every day. That's blowing a lot of people's mind. I'm seeing Chris Cresswell posting messages, and a lot other people around the world are actually giving some positive news. So
Absolutely.
definitely looking forward to that. And Boris Ojessa is working really hard with the team, setting up a pathway to get the correct information passed out. So watch out for that space.
And he's doing a great job on that as well. And guys, so just to reiterate, with the digital doubles, we start with the data mining. Okay, so the data mining is everybody in the company is going to benefit from the data mining. So don't be going, oh, but I'm going to miss out. I'm not going to get the first move. Blah, 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 blah. You'll get access to it. Okay, we've got a tentative date. I'm not going to announce it on here. You'll hear that filtered through. We did say last night we wouldn't publish it publicly, so that would be here if I'd said it. Talk to your leadership council. They'll be able to tell you what's going on in that respect. So start with your local council. They can escalate it. They'll find out the information. That's the way it goes, guys. So I do want to, before we kick into the next question, I do want to cover off something that really just sprung to mind here, and it's that of diversification. Because we talk about our education, we talk about diversification a lot in our education. And it became blindingly evident in the last few days through a few meetings that we've had, is that people are misunderstanding what diversification actually means.
Mhm.
So, Harren, do you want to start us off with that, or you start us off with that, and I'll come in off that?
Actually, again, I might say the wrong things here, but diversification for me, and let's open the floor up. What do you guys think about diversification or diversification? To me, it is not when you look at philosophically, all right. I'm not looking at having set into one path or one goal, all right. In order for it to make it really cool, focusing on different stuff. But if you're really specifically talking about investments and how the company is moving forward, the whole new vision, that is the purpose we have the 20 sector. All right. And then in the 20 sectors, Andre said it very beautifully that if you want to be an industry leader, if you want to be really making changes, if you really feel passionate about the new economic evolution of the world, we need to have our stamp across 20 different sectors, which is going to now have a whole ecosystem, which is going to, pretty much create the relationship, that interrelationship that is going to pretty much back each other up. All right. And obviously, if you had read the book, Eight Rules of Private Investor, don't put all your eggs in the same basket. Obviously, you want to keep an option and kind of just grow. You know what I mean, Andrew.
Absolutely. So to
Did I
follow
say it
on,
right?
yeah, you did not quite where I was heading, but what you said is exactly right. So to add to what Harren said there, you think about those market segments. Think about what our global mission is. It's a new economic evolution for the world. Okay. Now to do that, we do have to establish that ecosystem. Now it doesn't happen overnight, but each of those components within that portfolio will talk to each other and will. It's like a ever increasing circle, or it will just keep ballooning and growing like a snowball. Is because each of those components inside of that community will talk to each other and feed off each other and grow. Actually, I'm making homemade ginger beer right now, so I'll use this example. I put ginger in every day, and I put sugar in every day, and I can hear it, and it's fizzing and bubbling. That's fermentation. That's now feeding off each other and growing into something different. It's morphing, it's growing, and it will produce more. The more I feed that, the more it will produce. And it's the same with each and every aspect of our portfolio. So something to consider, guys. And it doesn't happen overnight. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day. But coming back to diversification, people are getting this thing a little bit mixed up. Diversification means taking a portion of your money and putting it into something else to have it grow independently of your actions. Right? You understand? Independently. So you should be able to put it somewhere and forget about it, and it should grow. Okay? Just like putting a plant in. You water that plant every now and then if it needs water, but you look at it and it'll grow, right? It's there. It's generally passive in nature, other than you first looking for it and putting your money there. That is what diversification is. If you have to talk to other people about your diversification, it's not diversification, it's another business. And people in our industry, in the MLM industry, unfortunately, they mix the two up. And that's why our education is so key, guys, so critical, so that you can get these terms right. Because there's a lot of people masquerade, they'll go, well, I've got this, I'm diversifying. No, you're building another business, it's different. And while you're focusing on two things, you'll get neither. Neither of your teams will grow in that if you're splitting your focus. That's just how it is, guys. That's entirely up to you if you want to do that. But if you want to have the best results, you focus on the one. And I'm a testament to that. I used to be that guy that would go have 4 or 5 different things on the boil, different opportunities, because I was the make money while you sleep guy. I'll show you how to do all this and we'll diversify. I didn't even understand it fully. But I didn't make money in any of them. When I focused on one, guess what? Over $500,000 in 1 year. There's a massive difference to making 20 to 50,000 off 4 or 5 different opportunities than making over $500,000 on one. Big difference. Much easier to do it focusing on one, let me tell you. So that's diversification. Let's get into this next question, guys. Okay, so we kind of answered the first 2 questions with the first thing we covered, so that's cool. Can we explain the process of staked coins and unstaked? Harren?
Absolutely. We have covered this many times, guys. Again, to all our loyal followers, they put it in the chat. But staking, unstaked, it's very simple, guys. If you came in the right time, all right. Any time is the right time. But however, if you came in early, all right, March 2019 is specifically what I'm talking about. All the way up to June 2019, you would have had some crypto units unblocked. All right. If you had that unblocked, then you can put it on the exchange, where now ownership is transferred to another person, or you can put it on staking. Okay. So when you put it on staking, what happens is very simple. It's just like, we reward you with some interest, kind of like an interest. You put forward something for a certain time period, and then for an agreed rate of interest, we give you some extra CRUs. So the highest would be 24 months, and for 400,000 CRUs, we looked at about 60,000. So it's about 60% increase in 24 months. If you don't want to unstake it, then we're just going to sleep there. It's not going to do anything. You do have the option to exchange it to another person in the private exchange. Pretty much that's it, guys. So this is how the staked and unstaked works. The staked will be, however, locked for the period that you have chosen, and you get paid every single month the extra entitled CRU units. That's it.
Here's the beauty, though. This isn't an automatic function, but if you're smart and you understand the 8th wonder of the world, what Einstein referred to as the 8th wonder of the world, if you understand the compound effect, capitalization, then you can take that unlocked CRU that gets paid to you each month and restake it, essentially creating the compound effect. Now, Einstein said this about it. He said, those who understand it will use it. Those who don't understand it will pay it. Your choice as to which way you want to go with that. And guys, there's another saying, make hay while the sun shines. We don't know how long that staking will stay there. Remember, eventually we will switch to the UNTB, the utility token, that we'll be getting paid back on. So there may be a different set of circumstances around that. So make hay while the sun shines. Take the opportunity while it's right there in front of you.
Of course. And with the staking, like Bet Queen said, stake, never sell. It's totally up to that person. You might be in a totally different situation where you need to sell. All right. For the people who are willing to wait, for people who have abundance of crypto units, then you probably want to take the staking pathway as well. But with the staking, all right, I quote Andrew 12-free over here. Me and Andrew have used up that technique ourselves. What we do is instead of Sorry, Andrew.
No.
Just to put one whole big chunk of, let's say, 100,000 crypto units or 10,000 crypto units into staking, we actually I broke it up into 10 different pieces. So I put 10,000 lots the same 100,000, the same period, but I've put 10,000 blocks of 10 into the 24 months. So what happens and what this does for me, until the period I need the money, I don't have to cancel my staking. And if at all I need money, then I don't have to, cry about me shutting down the whole 100,000. I'll probably only need, say, 10,000 crypto units unblocked, and I could sell it at the current rate. All right, and that will still put me on forward. And the current rate, speaking about current rate, Andrew, I think we can take the next question, which is, what happens to the 10 months and the 5 million members. So with that, guys,
there's one before that.
There's one before that, yep. But then, yeah, so having that broken up, it gives me the advantage of, not jeopardizing my whole staking. So quoting Andrew Toffrey over here, thank you, my friend, for coming up with that strategy.
100%, 100%. And the beauty of that, the upshot, is that you'll still receive at least 1%. If it's been staked for 3 months, then you might get up to 1.5%, right? So depending on how long before you break it, you'll get that amount. So you'll still receive something for it, guys. So it's a pretty smart play. So the next question here, guys, a STO, would staking and dividends both be paid in UNTB? Now, dividends won't come for quite some time, and we have covered this before. They will likely be paid in USDU, which is their stable coin, which is awesome, guys, because that's got some anonymity about it. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just look up the advantages of stable coins and non-custodial wallets, and that means that there's no KYC around them, guys. So not that I'm telling you that's what you should do. That's just the exciting part about it, however you want to play that out.
Absolutely. And I can see Andrew Toffrey have commented as well. So awesome, my friend. Next question. What happens if we can't make 10 million members in the next 3 months? Like, let's say we only made 5 million members. Then what happens? Andrew, do you want to take the question, brother?
Well, as you and I spoke about this previously before, Harren, when we were going through these questions just a couple of hours ago, and you rightly said that Andre did cover this in the webinar. Guys, if we don't make 10 million, if we make 5 million, then we adjust the figures accordingly. We still move forward with the plan. We just adjust. And that's important of anything. Now, I get accused of being military. Yeah, I am. And I'm ex-military. I've been out of the military longer than I was in the military now, though, guys. So I do have a new life. I am here as an entrepreneur. However, I do still like the structure, and I still like the strategizing. You'll hear us quote a lot of Sun Tzu, and that's because the Art of War, because it's a great piece of literature that speaks a lot. Andre is a student of Sun Tzu. If you go and read the Art of War, you can kind of understand where he's starting to head. Sometimes you need to pivot, and that's really, if we need to pivot in 3 months because we haven't made 10 million, we'll do exactly that, and we'll adjust. We'll adjust the sales accordingly, and we'll continue moving forward.
Absolutely. That's the plan, guys. But then we do have released a chart, that corresponds to what amount the crypto units would be at that time.
10 million? We'll do exactly that. And we'll adjust.
Sorry, that's Andrew repeating.
I'm just repeating myself.
But yeah, that will happen corresponding to that figures that that's been previously shown. However, you guys got to understand, all right? We are very, sometimes being too flexible is bad for a company. We are not being too flexible. We are just taking educated decisions and managing the risks as we go. All right, that's the strategy. And as a whole company, we don't just sit there and shake our legs. We do strategize and we do make things happen. It might look slow, but as you can see, the results are eventually getting there.
Well, look, you say that it might look slow. I'll give this this analogy again. I shared this in Belarus, and I think I shared it on a live Q&A a couple of weeks ago. If you think about inertia, you've got to get through that initial inertia before you can really start to get any sort of momentum. Now, we had great momentum, but of course, we actually made a real big turn, a real big pivot, and we lost the momentum that we had. Now, the pivot was in an amazing direction, and I think we're much, much better off for it. However, we've got to now push through that inertia again. So imagine it's like this. Imagine a railway cart full of coal and you trying to push it by yourself. And you're in there and you're pushing, and it won't move. But once you finally get those wheels moving and you start to get it in motion, you can literally continue pushing it with your finger and it'll continue moving. That's kind of where we're at the moment. So you're right. We don't want to make drastic decisions. Everything that we've done is calculated and measured. We've got a great team on board. We're getting even better people on board as we go through. Structures are coming into play. Some people will say they should have been here a while ago. Yeah, maybe they should have. They weren't. They are now. And we're building on that, which is so exciting. It really is. And to come off the meeting last night, to come off the President's Council the night before, the structure and everything that's coming into that is amazing. It's really, really good to see. Something that I envisaged 3 years ago, or at least 2.5 years ago, is really now starting to come to be. So patience is important, guys, and we're here for the long game. We're going to be here for a long, long time.
Absolutely. And one thing before we move on to the next one, I would like to repeat this, that it's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. Okay?
Yeah.
It's constantly always going to be like that. And there was one beautiful quote quoted by Andre Horato himself that came out in the news feed recently. Everyone is asking when the CRE is going to be $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000. Okay? But Andre Horato is constantly thinking, when are we going to have 1 million, 10 million, 100 million? And so on, members coming in, because end of the day, the partners, the members that we have is our biggest asset. With that, the whole ecosystem and the whole 20 sectors and the whole new economic evolution will be much more faster to be achieved, and what we will be in our hands much quicker. 100%. So keep that in your mind, guys.
100%. Hey, Matt 12 Trees asked a question here. Will the payment plan for the EIPs continue if they started before September? What we've seen on the webinars, yes, they will. They will be honoured because obviously they'll take that and they'll put that in a reserve fund to make sure that that's paid out. Guys, if you lapse on those, then it'll be bye, see you later, and it'll revert to the discount pertinent to that price. But those that have started installments will have them honoured. So great question, Matt. Thank you.
Absolutely, and Neil Morrison said it very beautifully in the chat as well. So go and give him some love, guys. Neil Morrison.
10 million isn't a question of if, it's when. So it's right. We will have 10 million people at some point, sooner rather than later. But either way, we're going to have 10 million and more. Spoken like a true leader. Thank you very much. All right, guys, this next one, real simple. Can we have a presentation in French? Yes, it's been done. Go to the New Economic Evolution of the World YouTube page and look through the presentations. You will find a number of languages in there. There is Russian, there is Italian, there is Spanish, there is English, there is Hindi, I believe there's Vietnamese, I believe there's German, and there's definitely French. Marshall Neonzima does the French presentations. So if you want to get in touch with him personally to see if he can direct you to the best one, then by all means do that. Marshall Neonzima. So there's definitely French presentations out there. Great.
Absolutely. With the next question, do we plan to have a unique name for our crypto unit token, especially for when they are on a crypto exchange?
We do. We already have.
I think the name has already been established, so I'm a bit worried for you who have asked the question if you've not been keeping up with this. I think Mari Antonenko actually came out and actually gave all three names in the last previous summary webinar as well, and also the follow-up webinars that she have done. If you would like to know what the names are, then I would like to now reach out to our wonderful followers right here to put a link for the Blockchain Explorer. That actually gives all three names right there.
It does. They're all there. All the tickers, they're all there.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Matt, that question, mate, it's a cool question. I can't add it to the broadcast for whatever reason. Something's happened there. That has already been mentioned, but just real quickly, we can't mention it publicly, but do definitely get in touch with your leadership council, your local leadership council, and they'll escalate it if they can't answer for you. There has been a tentative date thrown out, and what I can tell you, it's to do with the new moon cycle. So if you know anything about the cycle of the moon, because Andre is very spiritual in that respect, the new moon cycle, that'll give you a little bit of a tip.
Absolutely, absolutely. And no, the 74 people watching it right now, I actually need one favor from you guys. If you can do me that favor, then put in the chat and I will come back to that favor. So next question, Andrew. Will we get credit cards working again in USA?
Well, given that you maintain the bank account, what do you think?
At the moment, guys, I'll just a little bit of exciting info. There are new payment systems coming up within the new website. All right, Andrew is leading the charge. He's very modest. He won't say anything about it. But but the thing is, guys, we are in the pathway to bring in new systems, especially credit card systems for the United States of America. Now it supposed to happen pretty quick in the early vicinity of January, February, March, but then Goyona came. And then once Goyona came, then we couldn't actually fly. And a lot of things have taken a massive, massive step back. But and good news is I recently got in touch with that exact same business specialist who was going to make our credit card system actually online payment system much more easier within our reach. It is on the works, and I would give it an estimated timeline of maybe around 6 weeks to see something around this space. If there's nothing happening, I'll tell you guys in probably the next Q&A. But we definitely put a step forward in that pathway. All right. So watch this space, guys. It will definitely be coming.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And guys, I know we've all been impacted by what's happened since February, but believe it or not, the financial institutions have been quite heavily impacted as well. I've been waiting for a few things to come off, so to speak, and they've been delayed literally months because of what's going on internationally. So, but yeah, just on what Harren said, I can confirm that the module for the wallet and the payment processor has been completed for the new website. So we'll be in a review session of that really, really soon, guys. There's been massive, massive inroads already made for that new for the new back office. It's looking exciting. There's something happening every day there. The roadmap puts us sort of late June to early July. Again, don't quote those dates. That's just our aim at the moment, but it's looking pretty good. So exciting times. And guys, 3 years we've been putting up with these payment processes. Yes, we've still growing. So that's a massive testament to the power and the value of what we actually have here. So despite the most outdated, clunkiest payment systems you could possibly think of, and they have been, we've still had tremendous growth. So that speaks volumes to what we have, guys. It really does.
Cool, 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 cool. Now for the favor, Andrew, can I ask the favor?
Go for it.
All right. There's 74 people right here, and I really wanna, you guys, um, to find out, all right, one thing for me. Who are your leadership council members, especially your local leadership council members? Especially now, most of you people watching are from the Australian Asia Pacific Council. Reach out to them because I think it's probably a good idea for us, Andrew, as well, to put out who are in this council. Okay, the reason is because we're not trying to say we want to run this in the military standard. However, that's one of the best standards out there. But then there is a certain type of, you know, communication flow or a line that we want to establish here. That any potential problem questions that you might have, you have this live Q&A, but then your first point of contact should be your uplines and then the upline somehow connecting to the Asia Pacific Council, or you can directly contact the Asia Pacific Council. I'm pretty sure a lot of them are willing to do that, and the communication will pass on properly
Yeah.
to the Leadership Council and the Presidential Council, and it will eventually reach where it needs to reach. If you're trying to cut the scheme, or if you're trying to cut corners and try to go to someone, then I would say you probably won't be getting the result or the solution that you're looking for.
Well, you
All
end up
right?
slowing the process down.
That's it. That's it. And the leadership, local council members are pretty much doing their level best. To name few people right here, Josh Tadafu is one of them. Josh Tadafu, Sorry, my bad. Josh Tarafu,
Evelyn Kumar,
Nathan Williams,
Nathan,
Evelyn Kumar,
Sharon
Sharon
Fairful,
Fairful, um, Ian Birch.
Ian Birch, absolutely.
Not for haven't forgotten you.
Alan
Ian
Nelson's in
Birch.
there.
And then some of our Kiwi friends. I think Losalini is part of it.
Yep.
Losalini, yeah, Losalini.
Rebecca.
Jordani Brooks.
Jordani Brooks, 100%.
Jordani Brooks.
So, guys, this is
yeah.
the Asia Pacific Council. This is for New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, and Malaysia. Every country will have its own local council. Now, although you might not know who they are yet, this is something we're addressing also. We'll be putting on the new website, everything in one place where you can go to the resource center and go, and I'll be able to, you go, the local council for Vietnam. Bang, I click on that. Bing, here's all the people that are in that local council. So that's something we're working on as well, guys.
That's it. So all I'm saying, you guys, that favor is from wherever you're from listening to this particular live and Q&A from, reach out, find out who your local council members are. They are going to be your absolute best friend. Okay, and not to forget Andrew Twelfree. He's in the council.
He's in there as well. The most important one. So Josh Taravu's put on there as well. That's the flow, guys. Upline, local council, leadership council, president's council. Goes both ways. And that way we can make sure the right information is being passed out. We've had it in the past where incorrect information has been put out because, and things, the process has been stopped because people go around and have these side conversations, and then there's two people trying to get a result, and each other thinks the other person's doing it. So it actually creates a lot more problems than solutions. Cool. Right. Kim, who's north? Ian Birch is in Brisbane. Who else is in Brisbane? Heron?
Jody?
She's not really North Brisbane, though.
Julio Keller?
Yeah, I don't know if she's North Brisbane either.
Reach out to Ian Birch. Ian Birch will put you in the right direction.
So here's a list of the names, guys. Andrew's looking huge. He's covered us both up. So take a real quick screenshot of that. You can see the local council members there. My name shouldn't be in there, but it is. Sarah's name shouldn't be in there either, but it is. But that's your local council, leadership council, and presidential council for this region, for the Asia Pacific region that I mentioned before.
Sure. There you go.
Okay, so Josh has said Jordani Brooks for you there, Kim. So cool. All right, so on to the next one. Man, we're running out of time, man. We might not get through all these questions today.
We will.
We might have to go a little bit longer. We're taking too long. We're having too much fun.
All right, next question. I think this is a clustered question, and we will answer this once. All right. Will the 350 CRU, which was mentioned, will be gifted past June? All right, Andrew, you want to take this?
Look, we don't know. I wouldn't. Here's what I would say. I wouldn't bank on it. If it does, great. It's a bonus, but I wouldn't set anything in concrete on it. So those who've registered, say you have someone register today, and they don't decide to become VIP until, say, the 6th of July. They go, nah, I'm not really interested. And then by the 6th of July, you've spoken to them and they've seen why the value of it is. If they decide at that point on the 6th of July to become VIP, they will still receive the 350 CRU as a gift because they have 30 days in which to decide. That was mentioned right at the start of that promotion. Now, we did get asked this last night as well. Does that mean we're going to get 350 every month when we renew our membership? No, it doesn't. It's a once-off gift. The company would go backwards, would go upside down if we gave 350 away every month. And it wouldn't be fair either. It wouldn't be equitable. Some partners are paying 10 units a month, some paying 100 units a month, and they're both getting 350. That doesn't equate to a level value of the CRU.
Yep, take it while you can, guys, and actually use this for your advantage. Now, a lot of people are also asking this question. It's actually in our list as well. Do you think there will be another promo for EIPs in June? Maybe something like the Golden Friday again. And I would just like to add something to that, and me and Andrew will address this. Some partners, and there was this question in this Q&A as well, some people said we had a really good promotion last year, that's why we saw massive growth, and we probably have less to none promotions this year. All right, so we will answer that. But I do want to point out that we have a massive promotion going on, which is the Express bonus qualification. So keep that in mind. But then, yeah, Andrew, let's start with you.
Yeah, no, that's cool. But you just brought up something incredibly important, so we're going to come back around to that. Do we
Mhm.
think there'll be another promo? There's quite possibly going to be another one, guys. So just keep your ear to the ground. Make sure you're up to date and kept up on all the webinars because there is likely to be something else in that space. The last one was very successful despite the IT glitch we had initially. It was successful, so there's every chance that something like that will happen again. So keep your ear to the ground. I can't give you a date because we don't know. There's nothing in concrete for it. Now, coming back around to the express promotion. Firstly, I want to apologize to all those people who did qualify but yet haven't had their promotion bonus. Now, this was written up incorrectly in the code. It was inferred that our new people could. So if you registered today and you got 5 people, you'd get agent and you'd get the express promotion bonus, which is how it was supposed to be. However, when it was written up in code, because the word had agent, our coder assumed that they had to be agent first and then do the qualification. So they have to get 5 more on top of their 2. That's not the case. It has been rectified, and you should see it reflected in your back office soon if you're one of those people that qualified in that space. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Yeah, so there may be something there. Oh, guys, I can tell you right now that I am working on a new promotion for the company that will be ongoing, that everyone will be incredibly excited about. Incredibly excited about. It's got to go through a few stages yet to have it ratified. I'm pretty sure that it will be ratified though. It will put more money in your pocket, and there's a really, really good incentive that comes with it as well. So watch this space.
Absolutely. Now, next question. Um,
Okay, we've already spoken about digital doubles, so there's going to be more information coming out about that. We won't answer that question here. So just
absolutely.
keep your ears to the ground. Next one, bro, is VIP. We've spoken about that too.
Same question.
So that will be credited. If get in touch with support and give the names of those people that have missed out on that 350, and we will get that rectified as well. We did discuss this at length last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, guys? I know you're frustrated. You're probably angry and upset, and you probably want to kill somebody. But be nice to the support people, especially Dina and her team. They you might think you're the only one of the problem, but a lot of people in the world in this particular company have the exact same issues, and they're actually trying to attend to every single person. The best you could do is actually be nice to them. All right, be nice to the support team.
Okay, so I think I just put up the answer to a question first. I can't, and for some reason I can't put up your question. Sorry, but there's been a couple of people answer it, and Betts answered it and said pretty sure it'll be the utility token. And Neil said once UNTB is created, that will become the reward, which is good. That's awesome. They're interchangeable, guys. You'll be able to trade CRU for Unit TB and backwards and forwards,
Absolutely.
and Unit TB for USDU, which is
Yeah,
equally exciting.
yeah, and also Murray Antonenko had given some very realistic figures of the potential value of the
Yeah,
UNTP.
really.
So I'm really looking forward to that.
So this is a cool question here, guys. Just curious, what will happen to the portfolio of those partners who aren't VIP members in September when CIU is due to go to the open market? They'll still hold it. They won't lose it. It'll still be
Yeah,
theirs. They'll be able to trade it on the open market. Once it's in the blockchain and in the open sphere, all bets are off.
yeah,
You just won't
absolutely.
have
However, it'll
access.
become a priority thing, wouldn't it?
Say again.
However, it may become a priority thing. Who gets to sell first?
Yeah, absolutely. That will definitely be part of the case. And of course, if you're not VIP, you're not going to get access to all those great other opportunities like Basalt, like Ugain, like KG Club, like all of those other things. You'll need to be VIP to participate in them. So, guys, it's really a small price to pay, realistically, for access to all of those things, regardless of the rank you are. Honestly, regardless of the rank you are, it's a very, very small price to pay for what you get access to.
Absolutely.
Oh, look,
So,
in all honesty, I pay 3 times what I have to pay as a president for a suite of products online that I use, but don't get the same fiscal benefit from than I do from VIP Club. So it's really just the cost of business.
yeah, yeah. Now the next question, Andrew, we should take this.
We should definitely say
we
this.
can we
Can,
ever mention potential ROI?
the technical answer is no, you shouldn't. I know I have done it in the past. I'm very deliberate, particularly when I'm doing those sorts of things. I'm very deliberate with the language that I use. and I've been in the space for quite a while, so I understand what I can and can't say. And even that is really borderline of what you can get away with. So my advice on that particular subject would be no, don't. You can talk about past trending all day long. You can use other examples. A good example, Thorcoin, which is it's an index of all the top 100 coins. Okay, Thorcoin's worth last I checked, and I haven't checked for a long time to be honest, but last I checked it was over $1,600 a token. Yeah, so that was literally indexing the top 100 coins in coin market cap, much like the S&P 500 does with the stock market. Thor did it with the 100 top coins. That's one market segment. One market segment. Our CRU has multiple market segments, and it's not just it's not, obviously not just cryptocurrency. So you can juxtapose it and use other examples that are already performing. And one I used to use was Facebook, with what they did with their IPO, and Peter Thiel, how he was the first investor, waited 10 years to get a payment for that, was prepared to play the long game because he knew how undervalued it was. And I would suggest we're in a similar space right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope we are still live in Facebook. If we are, then put one on the chat. Okay, cool. Cool. Next question. I think we kind of already answered this. Just want a confirmation if this is correct, that CRU EIPs are only available to the VIP club members now.
They are to the existing members. New members, they have to become VIP. Oh, there is a grace period, but you know what? If you got new people coming in, they don't know any different. I wouldn't be telling them any different. That's just what I'd do. Hey, here's another question that it's come up live that we do kind of need to address here, so I'm just going to bring it up. Had a question from a woman: if you pay an EIP with your credit card, but next month everything goes wrong and is gone, are you going to get your money back? Here's what I would say. If you are in that position that you fear everything is going to go wrong and next month you want your money back, don't buy it in the first place.
Exactly. And I'd like to quote, before you buy, there's a button saying that do not come in if you're unsure or if you're using borrowed money or etc. So there's a disclaimer there, guys. So as much as you're convinced to come in, you are the one who's clicking the final button, and the option is still in your hand.
And all you do by doing that is you actually spoil it for everyone else. It's a really dangerous road that you go down when you start doing things like that. So I wouldn't buy it at all. If you're thinking like that, don't purchase. You should only ever use money you are prepared to lose in anything that you are doing, because there's nothing guaranteed in life except death. I know a lot of people will say and taxes, but I don't agree with that. There's only one thing guaranteed in life, and it's death. So if you are unsure, don't do it. That's my advice.
Cool. And there's another cool question, guys. Like, this is something. It's a bit tough to answer this, but we'll bring it up anyway. All right. Now, what we assume of our company in this future is CRU potentially going to become the biggest failure in this world? If not, then justify. Well, my friends, I tell you one thing. I don't wanna talk so much about it. It's actually in our hands, and it's a two-way street. I've mentioned this many times. Andrew's mentioned this many times, and the simplest advice I can give anyone: CRU to become the massive success in this world, every single department is doing its job. Finance, investment, presidential, leadership, and everyone. And Andre never rests. The other day he worked until 6 o'clock my time, which was almost 2 a.m. his time. And you still continue working. Same goes for the lawyer, which is the legal team, IGRAM. So the partners have their role to play too. And then it probably won't become a major failure.
Yep.
Andrew, your take on it, my brother.
Oh, as I said to you before when we were sort of discussing this, guys, this is how long does something take? I mean, I just mentioned Peter Thiel and the initial investment that he made in Facebook. He waited 10 years before anything happened in that space because he knew it was undervalued. But when it did come off for him, it came off incredibly well. So from his $500,000 investment, when he first cashed out, there was an early investor lockout. So come IPO, he could only sell a third of his shares, and that totaled $638 million. Now, 3 months later, when the early investor lockout clause came off, he sold all but 5 million of his shares. He had 44 million in total. So he sold about 16 in the first round. And then after the 3 months, he sold all but 5 million, and he got another 398 million. So he'd already had over $1 billion back from his 500,000. He waited 10 years for that. Guys, I'll be honest, I believe we are in a similar play. Now, there's nothing guaranteed about that, of course, but I believe we're in a similar play. So I like what you said. It really does. It is a two-way street. It comes down to what we're prepared to do. And nothing is guaranteed in life except death.
Absolutely.
Hey, there's I just want to bring this up. Damon, get in touch with Neil, because he actually posted the link last week to find out that information. I've seen the registration number. It's definitely all registered in the BVI, mate. There's about 2 or 3 companies registered in BVI. Can you shed anything on that, Heron? Because I know you work very, very closely with Agedem and what's going on up there.
Actually, all the information that you'll be needing is actually in the NDA that you would have signed.
So if you'd read it,
if you would have read it, it was actually the first part of the company. But then it gets a bit of fiddling around how to find the exact same information. But then, Damon, my friend, it's in the NDA, whatever numbers, whatever details that you need to correspond your check with. But if there's anything we can shed more light onto it, we will definitely, if it's something that we can show in open space, we will definitely show it.
100%. Okay, guys, let's try and rattle through as many of these ones as we can. There's still quite a few. We may go a little bit longer today. What is expected value of CRU in December 2020? I'm going to tell you to go back and watch Andre's webinar. I'm not going to answer that here because it's been stated numerous times. Guys, this Q&A, I love that you love it. I love that you're here, but it's not for answering questions that have already been answered. Even though we do that from time to time, it's really for current events. So this sort of thing, the expected value of CRU, I'm not going to put myself in that position on a live Q&A. It has been stated in multiple webinars. Go back and watch those. They are all available on the YouTube channel. Anything to add to that, bro?
No, absolutely fine. Now, what is expected date of launch of the external exchange? Now that Maria Antonenko gave an approximate date. Again, guys, just Andrew said, we are here to answer questions, but then it's probably much better for you to go watch one of Maria's webinar to get more insights on how the CRU is going to roll out with the other 2 attachments to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should we tell them when it's expected to be?
Well, look, the timeline's out there. The expected date is late June, early July. No, that's the white paper. Sorry. September, we're looking at the launch, aren't we? Because that's when we take September for the exchange. But that is mentioned in the. Definitely go and watch one of Maria's webinars because there's a lot of information in there about the exchange, about how everything works, and I think that's really cool. Yep. Damon, you're saying you can't find the listing online. I have seen it online before, a while back now, but I have seen it, so it is there somewhere. Perhaps you and I can, or you touch base with Neil and we can try and sort that out for you. But it's definitely there.
Sure, absolutely. Now, this next question, I want you guys to listen in. And I want you guys to, as participants, comment on this, what you think, all right? This question is anonymous. Again, we don't know who posted it, but we want to respect that. I am renting out a flat. I am earning 6% a year. Is it wise to sell my flat and change the money to crypto units and get 2.5% a month? So he's specifically talking about the staking, I would say. Will I be able to exchange the CRU to euros every month? So what do you guys think? Let's come back to that question later on. We'll finish up to that. And then the next question is, will we have a debit card to facilitate withdrawal or loyalty payments? What do you think, Andrew? Would we have that? Would we have debit cards and withdrawal facilities of loyalty payment?
We're talking about on here. Where's that question? Oh, there.
Found
it. I believe so. I believe that is the goal.
I deliberately skipped that one question because it was the Maria Antonenko question.
Yeah, we've already seen it. Cool. Yeah, no, I look, that is definitely the goal, guys, is to have our own ecosystem that we're not dependent on anyone else. So, yep, that's definitely part of the plan. Hey, there's a question here in the chat that I want to bring up.
Go for it. Let's see it.
I'm just trying to find it again. Sorry, hold on. Oh, is it here? John Koo asks, I'd love to know who our external independent auditor is. It has been mentioned even on this live a couple of times, and it was mentioned on a webinar 6 to 8 weeks ago. It's one of the big four. It has an E in it, and it has a Y in it.
Valentine mentioned last week on the summary.
Oh, did he? Oh, if you go.
Meeting
Ernst
as well.
Young, guys.
It is part of the top four as well.
Yeah, so. Ernst Young is the independent auditor. Now, guys, the beauty of that, think about what Agadim has already done for us. She's already talked about the submissions have been made to the SEC. That means there had to have been a certified independent third-party audit. It has been done. And even, I've even mentioned the price of it here. I'm not going to again today. But even the price or the valuation was mentioned on that webinar about 8 weeks ago. So it's good. It's very good for all of us. Believe me, very good.
Absolutely. Now, there are some overlap repeating questions that we are coming across. For example, will there be a promotion for VIP members in June? Andrew's already answered that.
Yep.
Digital Double, go and watch a Digital Double webinar, guys, because it is fairly new. It is only started this week, and
actually, I want to address that just a little bit.
Actually, let's do it, Andrew.
I do want to address this one because the question is troubling.
I'll read it. I'll read it. Then
go,
you'll
please.
Answer. Okay. So Digital Double. This is a particular question is asking: if I buy a business pack, then add my friends and family in, how will I earn, and how will my family and friends earn?
Okay, before I have a go at answering that, can anybody see the issue in that question? And guys, this is now back to you because remember we're all responsible. So it's a question, it's a fair question. So just read it again, Heron. But can anyone see the issue? And if you can, please state what you think that is.
So Digital Double. If I buy a business pack, and if you want to know what a business pack is, then you probably got to watch a Digital Double webinar. So if I buy a business pack, then add my friends and family in. How will I earn? And how will my friends and family earn?
So just while you're coming up with the answers on that, back to the digital doubles, remember the data mining is the first aspect of that. And from the data mining, the portfolio gets paid. So everybody benefits from the data mining, no matter who's doing it. And this is one of the exciting things. I can't remember. I think there was earlier this week I was on a Q&A for the US market, which was awesome. For those who are here from the US, hey, how you going? Really enjoyed myself that morning. But we covered the fact that with the data mining, it becomes so valuable. If you've ever heard of big data, that's kind of where we are. And it means that a brand could come to us and say, look, I've got this that I want to get out to market. I know you've got a database. We've created this big database. We know we've created this database. We're going to pay you this month this much, and we're going to pay you a trail off all sales from it. That money goes into our portfolio, we get paid. That's like a liquid asset for us, guys. That's huge. That's more exciting to me than the digital double part itself, which is still exciting, don't get me wrong, but the first part benefits everyone. So who's come up with the... Okay, Tony Lewis is, only family, Heniwa, absolutely, 100%. Tony Lewis has said won't share the digital double commissions, only you will. That is also true. But guys, that's we've spoken about this a couple of times with the peer-to-peer. You know, there were people that gamed that system and ruined it for everyone else. We don't want the same thing to happen here. So stop thinking with a scarcity mindset of, oh, what can I get? And think with an abundance one and go, okay, what can everyone get? And by all playing the game the right way, it's a one-off cost. Don't be a miser. Pay it. If you want the pack, pay it. Don't be a miser and use the system. Don't cheat the system because it ruins it for everyone.
Absolutely. And another example I can give you is stop having those investor mindset and start to have a co-owner mindset. All right. If it's your house, you won't go bring a forklift and try to break it, would you? And it would be similar story with that, guys. You know, again, two-way street. Maybe I should call myself Harvard two-way street.
Okay, guys, well, let's push on. We'll get through this next one as well. And thanks for your interaction for everyone. You guys are awesome. A question from a prospect. If you have a link to the IPO, would be a good start so I can review ownership. Guys, stop selling shares. You're only going to get that question if you've sold shares. You're not licensed to. Our company is not licensed to sell shares. That is not what we are doing. We sell education. Anything else is a bonus. And you only make yourself look stupid if people are asking you that question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Neil Morrison just pointed out something, if you're on the VIP club, then the DD discounts are going to be massive and very lucrative for you. Now, this is something I feel very good to read. It is somebody who just came up and said, I am actually studying crypto training courses, and one of the module is to look for the top 10 questions to look for in a coin's white paper. All right. There are two. They are very interesting, and it would be great to see if the Presidential Council and Andre have considered these questions with our white paper. I have listed on a Word document, which okay, cool. Anyways, regarding the white paper and the main things about this crypto white paper and what to look for in them. Actually, marathon students are pretty good experts on it right now because we did run this once. But I'm glad that one of our students is going down the education pathway. Now, we do have a very professional team. All right. We do have a very professional team which is working on the blockchain and helping Andre to formulate the white paper along with Mari Antonenko. So my answer for that would be there would be some key questions that would have been identified and they would have tried to address that problem. One of the document, I don't know if it's circulating right now. Is it circulating tokenomics?
I don't think it's circulating yet.
Okay. So anyways, just watch out, guys. But I'll tell you your question there. There are a lot of things would have been already considered, and you will be surprised when you read the white paper. I'm looking forward to that as well, just as Andrew.
100%. 100%.
Cool.
Cool. So now this is from Desiree Ma. So I'm not sure if you're watching. If you are, great. And thank you so much for putting your name in. It's really nice to have that. I know we've made it that people can submit them anonymously. We may change that because there are some pretty harebrained questions sometimes. But this is
And
these
you want to know who you are?
yeah, we know who you are. We know where you're from. Now, so you've just started in the United States. Firstly, let me say congratulations. Well done. Welcome to the family. And we are just that big global family. At least that's how I feel. Your new partner, very excited to share the business. Amazing. You have faced some roadblocks topping up your account. Look, we are aware of the issues that are in the US and they are being addressed. That's pretty much all I can tell you right now. We are aware of the issues that are there, and there is work going on to try and rectify them, and they will be rectified sooner than later. So we say it every week, patience is a virtue. Unfortunately, patience is what we need in this respect.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rome wasn't built in a day, guys. All right, and just like the Indian food I'm making, they need very good marination, which I need to wait 6 hours before I could make these rotis. So same thing. Good things come if you wait.
Okay, so here's another cool question, and guys, I'm going to give you the answer totally tongue-in-cheek, so please don't take it seriously. I'll read the question first. It says, I emailed Andre Havrato a couple of times, and I haven't received any responses. The emails are being received. Yes, they're being received. He just doesn't like you and doesn't want to reply.
And you're on the naughty list.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, he talked to Santa. He realized you're on the naughty list. He said, I'm not replying to him. Now, guys, in all honesty, all jokes aside, he gets literally thousands of emails each and every day. And he does go through them. He's an incredibly busy man. As you've heard, Armand, I'll call you Armand's mate. Haran said before, I've spoken to him here at 7 a.m. my time, 8 a.m., which is literally 12, 1, and even 9 a.m. in the morning for me is 2 a.m. for him. So he keeps some crazy hours. And what he does do with these, he takes on board what is said, and he tries to filter that through the communication channels that we have established. So you probably won't receive a personal response from him simply because of the volume of what's going on. And hopefully it'll get filtered out somewhere. So yeah.
Just to add to that, Andrew, if your email or your question is something related to a project proposal or anything in that range, Then if you would have been in the closed meeting, then there's a dedicated team been set up around that, and the team will be kicking off very, very, very soon. In next, maybe by end of this month, I would hope so. And they would be responding to you if your particular question was related to that. So we are trying to reduce Andre's workload as well.
Hey, now on another note, this has been a question. It hasn't been asked in these sheets, and I don't think it's come up in the chat here today. But I will cover it anyway because I know it is on some people's minds, particularly in the Australian, New Zealand, India region. What can we do if we've got, and the US actually, to be fair as well, what can we do if we've got ideas for the portfolio that we'd like to submit? There is a process being formulated for that will filter everything out. Harren and I are literally working on that. It's something we've started on a couple of weeks ago. We've spoken about it multiple times. We've started to put things in play. There will be a process where you'll be able to submit it and you'll get a response back to let you know that it has been submitted and for review. Now, that may be the only communication you get until it's decided to move upon, or if we need more information. So that process is coming for everyone. You want to add to that, Harren, given that that's your...
Absolutely. So just watch out for those teams. So we are trying to have like an in-house project analysis team, which is going to, really take care of that portfolio needs and all the information collection and management. So you will be, receiving some point of communication and things like that from this team. So as I said, I think we will kick off this department by end of June. We already shortlisted few people, and we will be moving forward very soon. So just watch out for that. Again, patience is virtue.
Now the next, yeah, absolutely, patience is a virtue. Now this next one, guys, will the white papers include company names? Many prospects want to know such details. The white papers are incredibly transparent, so they'll have all the relevant, all the pertinent information will be in those white papers. So anything anyone needs to know will be in that white paper. If they don't need to know it, it won't be in there.
Absolutely.
That's what I could say to that one.
Absolutely.
And Desiree, you've asked another question about the educational videos. Many of them will be reproduced, yes. Yep, cool. So I'm just reading the rest of your question. I'm not going to read it in full, guys. It's really about our education. It's about the videos for them. A lot of them are already in the process of being reproduced and recut. So watch the space. That is definitely on the boards, on the cards.
Absolutely. And who's heading the department is actually Annette Martinson, and I know she's working tirelessly on the exact same thing that you have just asked here. So again, watch out for the space. Watch out for the space.
What happened? There we go. This last question I've got here on my feed from Kim. I have someone in Nepal that are having issues with verifying partners. They don't have passports or driver's licenses, but do have ID cards that has been rejected by the back office suggestions. Yes, contact support and ask if you are able to speak to the head of support. I will give Dina a heads up and let her know that you're going to be trying to contact her. There is a process there. Now, guys, there's going to be an even easier process for verification that will actually take the pressure off our people and will be done externally. That's the goal anyway. There's been a suggestion for some time, so we're definitely working on that to try and get it sorted out.
Absolutely.
All right, man. We've answered all the questions that were on here, so that's cool.
So it's just 8 minutes up. So
yeah, sweet.
Cool.
Hold on, there's another one there from Janice.
Just coming in.
Yep.
Are the Sushi Masters restaurants in China? If someone who's looking to supply quality. Okay. So if that is, I think that sounds like a project proposal to me.
Absolutely. Janice, Harren Arun is the person you probably want to talk to about that.
So definitely PM me and I'll put you in touch with my team, and they will take care of you.
My people talk to your people. Yeah.
Yep, and then we'll shake the hands and we'll share some sake.
Do you know this one? I'm not sure of this one, Kim. The best people to ask on that would either be Dr. Lydia Oynham or Harvinder Singh. They would be the best people to talk to about that as to the ways to go about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or look for this guy. He is actually the Delhi office manager, and he's quite helpful.
Previn?
Praveen Rai.
Yeah.
All right,
He's a
watch out.
good guy, really good guy. There is still a bank account in India, guys, so I would suggest probably bank transfer, but just verify it with them.
Yep. Now, as mentioned, payment gateways are being sorted and payment systems will be created. Yep, we do understand, Mr. Somigam Mewon. Yep, we will figure that out, my friend. We will. It's coming. It's coming.
This is a cool question, Mick. I like this. It's quite an intelligent question. You probably already know the answer to it, though, to be honest. When we do go to market in September, will new CRU investors have a lockup period? If they're buying them on the open market, probably not. Because the reason they're locked up is we can't do anything with them anyway. They may not. I'm not really sure. What do you think, Heron?
The lockup. Usually for crypto, it's a bit different when it comes to open markets. But there is a potential of some kind of limits that could be potentially placed. And again, that's something which is not in my department, and I'm as curious as you are.
So here's what I can tell you about the real stock and securities market is that any IPO has a lock up on it.
Yeah.
And if we break this down, and I know Arman's in our call last night used the exact words, but if we break it down, we're technically looking at an IPO. So there may be.
Yeah, that probably would be.
Usually a minimum of 3 months.
Minimum 3 months, and it can go up to however long. 36, the highest I've seen.
So if people, I can't put that up, John, for some reason. If people can't do their verification on time, can they still do so after the STO? Look, yeah, they'll be able to. They won't be able to do anything with any of those tokens until they have done it. So it's like if you joined Binance today, you'd probably be able to put money into Binance. You'd probably be able to trade things in Binance, but you probably wouldn't be able to withdraw anything from it until you were verified KYC.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
That's it. All right. If they have any burning questions, they'll probably stick around for another 2 minutes, and after that we can paka bye bye.
I won't say that. Paka bye bye. That's even better. Bye bye. No, okay. So guys, we are going to wrap this up. Heron's laughing at what I sent him last night, but anyway, it's another story entirely. All right, guys, it has been a pleasure to be with you here today. I hope you've had value from what we've shared with you. Again, there is a playlist with all of the backlog of the back catalogue of the live Q&As now available on the New Economic Evolution of the World YouTube channel. So certainly go and check those out. We'll be back again 12:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time next Thursday. That's not going to be an issue. It's not going to change for any of the time zones now until daylight savings changes again, and then it'll change for Queensland. It'll be 11:30. It'll change for Perth. It'll be 9:30. But it'll still always be 12:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Have an even better weekend. Keep smiling because there's plenty of things to be excited about. Heron?
So, Andrew, do you want to put up the link to our Q&A question link? And then with that bombshell, stay classy, everyone. I'm Harin Arun.
I'm Ron Burgundy. I haven't got a porter prompt in front of me and I haven't got a question mark on it, so that doesn't really make much sense. Guys, 12:30 p.m. every week. So if you want to grab the link that's in here, it is a bit.ly link. I've tried to make it simple for everyone. bit.ly /live Q&A, I believe it is. So just here it is coming through. WL Weekly Live Q&A. So nice and easy for people to remember. Take a screenshot of that. It is also in the, no, it's not in the description. But if you go to the banner on the Asia Pacific Facebook page, if you click on that banner, it will take the photo out and you'll see the link to the form. Also now available in the news section in your back office. So it's been a pleasure to be here with you guys. Have an amazing weekend. You totally deserve it. Keep smiling, as I said, because there's heaps of things to be excited about. Have a good one, guys. Take care.